The Yankees won their pennant for the first time in 15 years. However, Brian Cashman says that's not the case. It has not been 15 years since the New York Yankees won the pennant. Because if you remember about that team that cheated us out of one in 2017, so it's not fair. Are these comments from Cashman taking direct shots at the Houston Astros 7 years later? Are they fair?
This is a fascinating comment that he made because it was sort of unprompted.
Who was he with?
Huh?
Who was he with?
I'm not sure. It was totally unprompted because it was just about the drought. And the drought is without a doubt, that's the case. And to one point, let's establish this. The Yankees are the only team that could I mean, of course the Dodgers can complain, but the Yankees lost every game at Minute Maid that series. So they of course looked bad, but the Yankees, they didn't hit well that series, so there's that. But you're right. They won every game at the Yankee Stadium. But to say that they would have beaten the Dodgers too, yeah,
but that's not the drought.
Yeah, I guess there's the pennant is what he's talking about. But like acting like they were cheated out of like the World Championship, like that's kind of the illusion I was given. But you've been in the mix every year other than that as well, and you haven't gotten it done, whether it be to the Astros fairly or not. So I think it's a little much, and it's not like stealing signs is a brand new concept too that other teams are not doing.
C-Cat, one thing you and I can agree with is those cheating. You know what's in Houston. AJ Hinch shouldn't be allowed to manage.
No.
The Altuve and Correa and those guys, I don't know how they're allowed to. I guess they could play, but they should have been suspended at least a year or two.
I think the title should have been vacated. That's my take.
The punishment wasn't right, okay? That was the biggest cheating, Ponzi scam, whatever you want to call it, that we've seen in modern-day sports, okay?
It is.
Absolutely ridiculous. I am with Cashman on this 110%. They should have went to a World Series. And the reason I'm angry, let's rewind to that same year where Houston beat Cleveland. And after the game,
I don't think they used the trash cans.
After the game, look it up. Mike Clevenger and Trevor Bauer, the two guys who pitched in that series, they looked at Hoynesy, Paul Hoynes, great reporter for Cleveland.com. Look him up. They looked at Hoynesy and said, Hoynesy, I don't know how to explain it, but they knew the pitch. They knew what I was throwing.
Well, they were cheating, yes.
But after the game, they were on that. And we're all like, oh,
well,
man.
They were on it all series. They were on it all series.
In Cleveland, we go, oh, man, we're making excuses. Look at this and that. Sure enough, as a junior reporter at the time that I got in a good relationship with Clevenger. That winter, when the winter, I think they call it not winter meetings. It was like the winter formal where the media and the players talk or whatever. Clevenger pulls me aside and goes, bro, I told you. I told you they were cheating. I hate the Astros. I don't think that the punishment was deserved at all. Manfred completely dropped the ball. I think Rob Manfred has made great strides in the game of baseball. He royally screwed that up.
Well, the thing is, the only way you could do the investigation is by granting the players immunity, which is what he did. So I don't necessarily have a problem with leaving the players out of the actual punishment. But if you're going to punish anybody, vacate the title.
Only time you'll hear me backing up the Yankees is with those cheating scumbags.
In terms of doing the investigation was done without players' cooperation, with all the evidence that was left behind.
Yeah, but they needed former players. Fires, all of a sudden, how are they safe?
Because everyone
Fires
in that
was the
clubhouse.
whistleblower.
Exactly.
Fires was the whistleblower, and they had guys go to other teams. If all of a sudden you punish those guys, then all of a sudden the guy in the Oakland A's, the guy on the Nationals, the guy in the Cubs, all of a sudden get punished too.
But I'm bitter. Like, I don't think Altuve...
Cora gets punished too because he's at the Red Sox. Then the Red Sox get hurt. So that's why you got to grant them immunity.
Cora, Altuve, I know Cora not as a player. Altuve, none of those guys should be in the Hall of Fame.
And we're doing too much on this.
None of them.
It really grinds my gears when sports fans, casual baseball people, mention this in the same conversation as Spygate, as Deflategate. It's completely different. There is no level of cheating done in sports that rivals what the Astros did in 2017 and beyond. Because 2019... Look at that.
C-Cat, that bozo Altuve had a buzzer. That
was 2019, but that was different. That was a different season. The trash cans was 2017.
You know what? That son of a gun.
Game 6 against the Yankees.
Hit a walk-off and goes, no, guys, I got the device on me. You can't attack me at home plate.
Now, one thing I'll say is
Loser!
When you go to the Dodgers, who blew Game 7 at home against the Houston Astros that year, that's why, all right, you can't take that much. Win the game. But to that
good.
same point,
I'm good.
What was it, Game 5, Game 4, something like that? When the Dodgers played the Astros in that World Series in 2017, and Kershaw, for the only time in his career, for his entire career, not one swing and miss at his slider, his renowned slider. It was like 38, and not one was a swing and miss. And Kershaw said post-game, that is the first time in my career that nobody's ever swung at my slider.
I liked these comments from Cashman because the moment we stop talking about it is the moment it disappears. And
I don't
let it
disagree with
disappear.
that. I don't disagree with that, but I also don't think the Yankees should be talking about the Astros when they finally got over the hump.
That's true. That's kind of like your crazy ex-girlfriend at your wedding.
Yes, it's sort of like the boogeyman is still in the closet.
It's him I don't mind it because it's him defending. I feel very strongly on my hatred for the Astros, and I know more or less that guard for Houston has changed. Those players aren't there. That bozo Hinch is with Detroit, who got their you-know-what beat by the Guardians, so I'm good.
Yeah, what I'll say to that is the only way they should, the only thing they screwed up on is they should have vacated the title. That's what they should have done. They suspended Hinch a year. They fired both of them, both the general manager Lujo and Hinch. So those guys got fired, and the players got immunity. Vacate the title. That's your next step.
And we'll be revisiting this in 10 years.
Or postseason ban.
Yes. We'll revisit this in 10 years when Hall of Fame gets talked about Altuve.
I don't even want to hear it. I won't even consider it, and I'll be screaming into a microphone that he doesn't deserve it.
Looking forward to it.